Buying your first home is one of the biggest financial decisions you will make, and it's an exciting time. But that excitement can quickly turn into fear without the proper guidance. Randy with Colorado First Time Homebuyer joins us now to share the many ways that his team can help. Randy, you've gotten many people over 20 years get into their first homes.
We have.
What do you think scares people the most about making that next step?
Oh, it's a big step.
Yes.
I mean, you feel maybe as a home buyer that you're going to get locked into it, that you're going to be stuck in this house, and you like your freedom of renting. You can leave in a year, and it really is not that scary. You can sell your house. I mean, homes continue to appreciate about 5% currently in the market. So in a year, 2 years, you can sell. You could rent it if you get that dream job.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to Los Angeles to be on whatever station, you're going to Nashville. Okay.
That's the dream right there.
That's the dream. You could rent your house here if you don't want to sell it right away. So just because you utilize down payment assistance or the down payment grant doesn't mean you physically have to be in that house forever.
Yeah.
You have options. There's no prepayment penalty if you decide to sell in a few months. So you have options, and that's what we like to do. We sit down with every approved first-time home buyer, and it's called a new buyer's orientation, and we talk about every step, what to expect when you look at homes, making an offer, if you want to do a new build. I mean, we go through everything to give you the information.
So when it comes to prices, I think that also scares a lot of people in the actual aspect of price. So how do you feel like people should be navigating the market without feeling priced out?
Yeah, a lot of people get stuck on that. I get that. I mean, we don't see home prices going down.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we have a lack of inventory, and basically we still have a good demand for people who want to own homes. So they're not doing crazy swings up, but we don't see huge drops. Now, homes that maybe need a little love, you know, they're not selling overnight anymore, and those prices could be adjusted. But we're just not seeing this huge drop like we did in 2008. I was doing this, and we had way too much inventory, and that's why it dropped. Right now, we don't have a ton of inventory currently on the market.
What other fears do you think people have when it comes to buying a home, their first home especially?
Yeah, I mean, it's the payment.
Yeah.
The payment.
That monthly payment too.
That monthly payment, you're like, oh, you know, I've got to pay this every single month. Now, you get tax benefits out of that payment that you don't have renting. And that's what we explain to our clients too, that even though your payment is $2,500 a month, it actually effectively is not, because you're going to be able to write off things on your taxes. So we go through that, show you what you can write off. You know, usually people who buy their first home don't have a payment for 45 days, allows you to get moved in, get settled, and so forth. But yeah, that payment scares people. And then, you know, they're like, wait a minute, I got to fix everything myself. I can't call maintenance. But that's why when you buy a house, you go through that process. You do an inspection just to make sure that we're going to catch items in the beginning that you don't get stuck with and have to pay thousands of dollars later. And
sometimes if you do catch something, you can actually go back to the person who's selling their house and be like, hey, I need you to fix this before I move in.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a lot of items that need to be fixed, you know, the roof, a sewer line, a furnace, we're going to ask the sellers to do it. And if the seller says no, then we're like, okay, have a nice day. We're going to find a house that's right for you that you don't have to pour a bunch of money in. Now, if there is a good value on this house, we just had one where the sewer line was questionable, but when we did the appraisal, the buyer was going to get $50,000 in equity to basically buy this house. The appraisal came in $50,000 higher. We ran the numbers on a sewer line. It was like a $3,000 to $4,000 fix.
Oh, easy.
The buyer's like, all day long. I just made basically $47,000, and all I put into it is $1,000 bucks.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing. Home ownership.
It's like such a good feeling too when you hear stories like that and how people are coming out on top, especially when it comes to that big financial decision. You and your team are here to help people get into their first homes, into many other different homes, whether it's a new build, a fixer-upper, or something that they want to get into that's been kind of previously loved but still isn't such good condition. How can people get in contact with you, Randy, or your team to maybe help them make that next step? ColoradoFirstTimeHomebuyer.com. You go to the website, fill out a few questions. It'll give you an opportunity to do a soft credit pool.
free of charge. See what your credit is without dinging your credit.
Yeah.
And then that'll give you a starting point of get going on buying your first home.
Yes. All right, guys, you don't need to be afraid to buy that first home. Put those fears aside and let Colorado First Time Homebuyer be your guide. Visit the website that you see on your screen, like Randy told you, to learn a little bit more about Colorado First Time Homebuyer and if you are ready to apply. We'd like to give a special thank you to Colorado First Time Homebuyer for bringing us this segment. Hey, there's a number too. Call the number.